Most business professionals waste hours making presentation, and let's be fair, the corporate world, it runs on PowerPoint and Excel. It's either one of the two. We share information with each other, we do some webinars, some trainings, board meetings, everything runs into one of those programs. And because we use it so often, we waste a lot of time in it because we add a picture here, we add some bullet points there, some extra text, and then once you think you're done, your boss jumps in and he's like, hey, can we add this point? Can we add that extra little bit of text? And that just ruins everything. And that brings us in that cycle of having to reshuffle everything, trying to puzzle it all together, make it look nice, but we end up with a result that isn't very inspiring and that doesn't really feel right. And as a result of that, we start to hate making presentations and we don't feel confident delivering it. And we all just brush it off as it's part of the process. Well, there's actually a very important reason why all of this time wasting is happening. And that reason is because you're using fake templates. Now here's the good news, it's probably not you, it's the template that you're using, so you can blame something else. But what do I actually mean by using a fake template? Well, you've probably experienced it, that you're using a template and it looks very nice on the demos and all of the screenshots that you've seen. It looks fantastic and you want to have a presentation that looks exactly like that. But the moment it falls apart is when you start to add your own content and you realize like, hey, I should have 3 points instead of 4, or I should have 4 or 5, or it doesn't really matter, or my picture should be on the other side. My picture doesn't look nice. And that is where it starts to fall apart because you start to shift and shuffle things around and you want to change it and it doesn't look right. And it's so frustrating, I get it. And that is why I really want to stress that the fake templates exist, and a lot of them exist, because they don't have a custom theme that you can easily change. They also don't have custom fonts. So let me quickly show you in practice what that could look like. So here we can see one of the popular templates that I found online. There's nothing particular about this template, I just took one as an example. So the first thing is that you see all of these fonts, they look very nice. We're using Open Sans, we're using Lotto, and a combination of those two. Now, if I ever want to change it for like all of the 100 slides that are available in this deck, I go to the Slide Master and I should change the fonts to, let's take an example, Garamond, where we can really clearly see it. I close the Slide Master and nothing has changed. So this means that everything has to be manually changed on all of the slides because nothing is linked in the presentation. That happens a lot. Same goes for the color palette. If you want to change the colors and they are not set up in a logical way, well, it can ruin your entire day and you have to spend a lot of time trying to rearrange all of the coloring systems. Now, what could that actually look like? Well, if you have a presentation and you're using one of the fonts, for example, Montserrat or a combination of fonts, you can go to the View, Slide Master, and if you then change the font and everything is nicely linked, for example, Garamond, you can already see change here. And the entire deck, the entire presentation has been changed and none of the fonts need to be changed manually, which is amazing. It saves you so much time. Same goes for the color palette. You can go to View, Slide Master. Let's set the font back to the original one. And I'm going to customize the color. So if I don't like the purple and I want it to be blue, for example, so I drag it to blue, and you can always just add your own color code for the hex. And then you press Save. So we have that blue, press Save. You can see if I go out of the Slide Master, the entire deck, I'll put it on overview, has been changed. So everything in that deck has been changed to that specific color, which will save you so much time. If I just Ctrl Z here, you can see that all of the slides have that same color, so nothing has to be changed manually. So this is one of the most crucial points, is that your theme is set up correctly and it's not just a random scatter of things that you have to change manually. Now, a second thing that you can check if a template has been set up to be used professionally and you want to sort of scale it is just look at the text boxes in the content. So here we can see an example where we have, it looks nice on first glance. So we have these 4 points, we have large numbers, we have some text. That looks great if we have 4 parts that we want to show. Because as soon as we will need to add a 5th one, well, it starts to fall apart. What are you going to do? Are you going to drag everything? Are you going to sort of make it smaller and then try to manually change everything, sort of tweak it like that? And then you see all of the icons, they shift to different places. That is not very practical. And this is the reason why I want to say, like, so many people waste a lot of time on this sort of stuff. Because if you use a template that has a lot of these things set up, well, you can choose. Let's go to a layout, for example. Here we can see there's multiple layouts available. But the cool thing is it's also adjustable. So we can simply just insert an extra line here, add our content, and we just override it and change it. Now you can add any shapes or any images above it or use one of the other templates. So you see how fast you can sort of change all of the information with this logic. And that is a crucial part of having a template that has been designed right. And where I think it often goes wrong is a lot of these templates are designed by designers who have little or no experience in the corporate world, how it really works. They just want to make it look nice, which is a good thing on its own. but it's nice for standalone projects. But if you want to use it in your business or for your project, you want it to be practical and look nice as well. But you want it to be practical first, so you don't waste your time on the design, you waste your time on the content and getting that right. That is important. So a template should be working for you. It should not be working against you. And that's why it's important to have someone with corporate design experience, with corporate experience, to know exactly how these projects work, how a template should work for a corporate environment. And that is exactly also the reason why I started this channel and when I started making these sort of templates. It's because I saw so much online templates available that were just not very practical to work with. And I was thinking like, hey, I see the same patterns happening every time and I know how it works. Someone asks you to add an extra thing on the slide. Well, it should be practical. It should not be all that manual effort. So that's why I started making these templates from the ground up and really studied as slide master how it should work in theory, but also in practice. Now just look at one of my students that I taught how to use the slide master professionally. And he really mentioned that he couldn't believe how he wasted so many hours using PowerPoint and how it finally clicked. And then now he's just saving a little time. And it's something which you see once and you'll use it forever. So you have to experience that from a solid template. And I'm really happy to help these people out, especially from the corporate world. I know how important it is and how much time people are spending there. I spent 7 years of my life working in corporate communication, fixing those slide decks for a lot of people. And then the last 2-3 years, I've really done that as a business and tried to evolve that. And that is why I think it's so important that you have someone with design experience, but also that corporate background. And for myself, that is, I have almost 10 years of experience in the corporate world. I've worked for 7 years in a multinational company, also as a communications manager, but then I really saw the opportunity out there for a lot of businesses, and that's the reason why I started this channel. So if you're looking for a template that is super solid, I have one available that you can find all of the information in the description below. Just use it, try it out for yourself, see how much time you can save making those presentations. I really want you to see the time savings and experience it for yourself. Now, depending on when you're watching this video, I have the template available, but I'm also working on a program where I really teach a lot of people. So you can find all of the information in the description below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.